Hello, African Confessions. I am back with another episode. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and the message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi. How are you? Can you please post my story and keep me anonymous? I am a 24-year-old girl and I am currently studying at the University of Zimbabwe. Brother Nashi, I am a young lady whom you can safely say that I only enjoy to date those kind of men that you can say they are blessers. I only date blessers. I do not date broke men. The reason why I am so used to date all of these blessers, it is because they give me a lot of money. And I am someone who was born with a lot of pride. And to be honest, I am someone who really enjoy the upper life and I love money. I like going after trending and latest fashion. That is the reason why I prefer to date blessers, because they are always loaded. And the sad part about my story is that even though I do date a lot of these blessers, but still all of the money that they give me, I can't even use it properly. It doesn't matter how much they will give me. I'll just go on a shopping spree. I can't even stop myself when after spending a night in the lodge or in the hotel with an older man than my own father, if he gives me a lot of money, early in the morning, I will go on a shopping spree. I am more like a shopping addict. I can't even picture myself falling in love with a young boy of my own age, because I know that all of them, they are broke. They can never be able to maintain the kind of a lifestyle that I do desire. That is the reason why I prefer to date businessmen, owners of companies, CEOs, all of those blessers. To me, falling in love with a man who doesn't have money, it is just like a waste of time. It will be better to stay single than to date a man who is full of poverty. What happened last year was that I then fell in love with another old man. He is a rich man who claimed that he was from Zambia. This man, he gave me money and everything that I ever wanted. When I started dating him, I saw that indeed he was loaded. This man, he says that he has a lot of trucks in Zambia, and most of his trucks, they go all the way from DRC to Durban, collecting loads and stuff. One day he came to Zim, and when he was in Zim, he told me that I was the primary reason why he had traveled all the way from Joburg coming to Zim, and already he had booked a very nice lodge so that me and him, we can spend the weekend together. I went to that lodge as usual because I had slept with him before. But the very first time that I had slept with him, it left me with a lot of questions, because as rich as he was, he preferred to sleep with me in his car. And after sleeping with me in his car, I kept on questioning myself why he had taken that risk, because he drove with me to this other place that is called the Avenues. A lot of people know this place. It is in the capital city of Harare. That is where most of the ladies of the night will sell their bodies, hang around. So a lot of people will go there and park their cars so that they can have sexual intercourse with their partners. That is what he did, because on that night I was studying. So he came and he picked me up in the evening, and I thought that we were driving to his hotel room, because I knew that he was booked at Jameson Hotel. But instead of going to the hotel, he went with me to the Avenues. Then he started having sexual intercourse with me. Mind you, this was the first time that we ever had sexual intercourse. But the first time that we had sexual intercourse, he used protection on me. I had not yet gone in time to get my blood results. This is what most of these blessers do. They want you to go and get tested for things like STIs and for HIV testing. Most of these guys, they are married, so they don't want a situation when they go back to their wives, then they will give their wives STIs and STDs. So on that day, when he came to pick me up from varsity, I had not yet gotten the chance to go and collect my results from the private clinic where he had paid for me to get tested for STIs and HIV. On that night, he told me that we were going to use protection whilst we were waiting for the results. This is what most of these men do. They will only ask you to go and get tested, but they will never show you their own test results. I do not know, maybe it is because they are so powerful, they have all the money in the relationship, that is why they have total control over your body. But I didn't mind because this man was really spending a lot of money on me. But on that day, when he told me that he had traveled all the way from Johannesburg so as to see me, I was really happy. Then we went on our weekend getaway. I was really happy, and I was waiting to offer my body to him so that he can do whatever he wanted to do with my body. He stripped me naked. When I was about to strip him naked, he refused. He wanted to have intercourse with me whilst he was wearing his clothes. After a little bit of nagging him, that is when he agreed to remove his clothes. But before he could remove his undergarments, that is when he gave me this deal that I later accepted. He rose up from the bed where he was because I was about to give him a BJ. Then he went to the place where he keeps his bag, and in that bag there will be a lot of money. He counted money. Then he came to the place where I was kneeling down, and he gave me $2,000. I didn't know why he was offering me all of that money. Then he climbed back onto the bed and he went into the blankets. Then he removed his underwear. Then he said, if you are going to do what I am going to ask you, then I will give you all of that money. But if you can't do it, then we are going to use protection. But I'm not going to give you all of that money. I will only give you money so that you can go and do your hair and buy a few clothes. But if you want to have unprotected intercourse with me, then all of that money plus a bonus on top will be yours. I was afraid why he was offering me all of this money. That is when I climbed into bed after he had invited me to climb into bed with him. As I was busy romancing him, when I wanted to give him a BJ, that is when I saw the most shocking thing that I had ever seen in my life. That man's manhood, brother, it had a lot of sores, like someone who had been afflicted with a lot of STIs. And all of these sores, they were still fresh. I could actually see blood on his manhood. It seemed as if I wanted to vomit. And he wanted to put that thing that was full of sores, that was rotting inside me. At first, I refused, but he told me to think of all the money that he was going to give me and a bonus on top. So I ended up agreeing. Then I had unprotected intercourse with him. The reason why I agreed, it is because I just love money. Because of lust, I agreed. I spent all the night having unprotected intercourse with that man, knowing that his manhood, it seemed as if it was rotting. There was a lot of blood from those sores that was on his manhood. When the morning came, I took my $2,000. Then he gave me more money on top of the money that he had gave me, and I left him sleeping in the lodge. From that day that I slept with my blesser from Zambia, I started to experience a lot of bad dreams. Brother Nashi, I am naturally a chubby person. I am someone who is well built. But from that day, after sleeping with my blesser from Zambia, I am so skinny. If you see me walking down the road, you would think that I am about to die because I am so skinny. I have taken all of the tests to check if I was infected with HIV, because this is what my parents said. They thought that maybe I was infected with HIV. They encouraged me to go and get tested, but I have been there several times. And all of those tests, when they are coming out, they are coming out negative. I do not have any chronic disease at all. If you see my hair, you will be sorry. The picture that I can give you is the picture of someone who is in the last stage of cancer. hair is just falling off from my head. That is the reason why most of the times I just go to the barber, then I'll just trim my hair, because sometimes I can find myself scratching my head, and after scratching my head, when I look at my hands, I'll see that there will be a lot of hair on my hands. My hair is just falling off. So whenever I get out of the house, I'll be wearing a wig. I am really scared. My life is in danger. Maybe this blesser of mine from Zambia, he is using me for money making rituals. Please, brother, help me. Please post my story so that I can get help. I don't know what to say to my parents, because they've been working so hard so that I can graduate. But because of lust and wanting the good things in life, and that I thought were for free, simply because I am a beautiful woman, now I am suffering and I am in trouble. If there is any prophet that you can know who can help me, and the kind of a prophet that I am looking for are those white garment prophets, especially the ones that can do go back to sender. Please help me, brother, for I have suffered. Dear listeners, right there was a message that I received from that young lady, and I had to ask one of our admins to give us a translation. Please let us talk about this issue in the comment section. Strange things do happen in this world.